focus on.
Thank you. First of all, as I look around the room, I got in here and you said there were going to be new people, and I look, I see nothing but seasoned professionals, people who have been in the business a long time, which is great. And kudos to the two that are new. Can you guys in the back hear okay?
Seasoned professionals.
I guess my first message to you is more of a reminder. I honestly believe that everybody in this room, everybody at this conference, anybody in the sales profession, that we're kindred spirits. And I say that because if you think about what our job is every single day, we're asked to believe in something. We're asked to believe in something very deeply. And we're asked to then take this belief in a product or service or an idea, and we're asked to go tell everybody about it. And we're also told, and guess what, most people are going to say no. And if you're new, most people are going to reject you, maybe even call you all sorts of names. And then we're told that we're not supposed to take it personal. Believe in something, tell people about it, you're going to get rejected, but don't take it personal. I never could buy into that. And the reason why I couldn't buy into that is because, if you want me to believe in something, and I've always felt that the best salespeople are the ones that actually did take it personal. But we just had really good coping methods for the pain of rejection. And so I bring that up because if you look at the reason why we're all here to a conference like this, the reason why we read magazines, articles, do these things is because we're looking for new ways to cope with the realities of what we have to deal with on a daily basis. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not smart like these guys when it comes to interest rates, and I couldn't hold a candle to any one of you when it comes to that stuff. But I can guarantee that there's going to be enormous challenges that are coming up. There's going to be also enormous opportunities. And I would advise that whatever your business structure, whatever you choose as your value that you're delivering to the marketplace, that it has nothing to do with rate, nothing to do with the cost. That has everything to do with the value that you can create. And when you shift your focus away from a price and into some sort of value identification, that's the moment that your business becomes and has a sense of longevity. And I tell people, and I commend these guys both, and Mark was saying that you develop a unique value proposition, and here's what I tell people all the time. Either you choose a unique value proposition, or your clients will choose one for you. And the one that they're going to choose is the one that they can measure, which is what?
Rates.
Right. It's going to be an undereducated or uneducated measure, but it's tangible to them because they have no other way of doing it. So you have to take control of that. And so when we talk about, really my message is that, and I wrote down, she said 3 points, and the first thing I wrote down was to decide to embrace the fact that you're salespeople. You're a sales professional. I define a sales professional as somebody who communicates and uncovers unseen value. I think the biggest disservice that ever happened to the industry was low interest rates. I think that's the biggest disservice that happens to any industry. And the reason is because business comes so easily when we don't have to create value. We just have to be out there, and for some reason people are buying. And it messes with our understanding, our mindset, if you will, that, wow, I must be creating a lot of value. And I think we all know a lot of people that are in this business, have been in this business, maybe aren't in the business anymore, that should have never been in the business, but made a lot of money through no value creation. They were just there, and which is great. I have no problem with an opportunist taking advantage of opportunity. But I think our challenge now is that has that affected our ability to go out there and truly uncover what it means to create value? So decide, embrace the fact that you're a sales professional. I'm going to save the concept of why, because I know Mark's going to talk about that. But I think we have to be very in touch with why you do your business, and it's a bigger conversation, but it's the one that's going to last. And if you understand what your why is, and your clients agree with your why, then you've created loyalty. If you get clients because you have a lower price or a promotion, then you're going to get a transaction because, in essence, we manipulated some sort of marketing tactic to get a buying behavior. But if people buy into you because of who you are, they don't care about price. It's irrelevant. You could change industries and they will follow you. You could offer new products and new services, that they will buy them. Because people don't buy what it is that you do. They're going to buy what you believe and what you're offering and the value you're able to communicate. Second piece, and again, this is a reminder because I think you guys know this stuff. I recognize some faces out there, and I know the level at which you guys produce. But I would say secondly is define your sales process. If we are salespeople, we've decided to get in this game, then there is a process. Most people do not have a defined sales process. I think a good sales process begins with 6 steps. First one is prospecting. You have to prospect to generate leads, and you have to set appointments with those leads, which would be your second step. And once you set appointments, you have to present some sort of value. Most of my clients, at that third step, if we can get them to call and set appointments, now the question is, what are you delivering? What are you going to talk about when you get to the table? Are you winging it? Or do you have something unique to offer? Is there a value proposition like Mark was talking about where you could actually start seeing opportunities to help them in a bigger financial picture? So what offer? Do you have a presentation? I think presentations come in 3 formats. One is you can deliver through PowerPoint. One that you can deliver as a flip chart. But the most powerful presentation you can deliver is one that you can draw on a napkin. If you can deliver and communicate value on a napkin, you could be sitting at dinner with somebody and they ask you what you do. Imagine if you said, well, hold on, let me pull out my laptop and get my PowerPoint started. Sales resistance goes through the roof. Or even if you pull out a flip chart. But if they ask you what you did and you said, you know, you get a napkin and you drew a couple circles and a couple things, there's 0 sales resistance and they're 100% open to what it is you're talking about. And if you can communicate something there that is valuable and simple, that's powerful selling. Third one, okay, so I'm sorry, so we get to finishing the sales process. So once you present value, you have 3 goals when you present value. You have to differentiate yourself, you have to show that you're credible, and you have to gain their trust. If you can do those 3, then you move on to the 4th step in the process, which would be closing the deal. People say, well, I need to do closing techniques. I said, well, you probably need a better presentation. Because if you've got a very solid presentation, the close is pretty simple. It's a process that needs to happen. It seems like a logical next step. But imagine if your presentation, you don't show that you're credible, you show that you're the same as everyone else, you haven't differentiated, and you haven't gained their trust, I don't care how good the closing technique is going to be, it doesn't matter. It's not going to happen. So once you close the deal, you have to make sure you keep the promise. That's your aftercare, follow-up. I would say Mark has an amazing system for that. There's another distinction I would say. You got 2 jobs, you have sales and marketing. You can't delegate your sales job unless you're a manager. You can write a check for your marketing. There are professionals out there that have written the material. There's defined sequences that have a predictable result. You can write a check and let the pros do it. But what I see a lot of people try to do it on their own. You can't do that with sales. You can't write a check. You have to get out there, deal with the clients. They want to buy from you. And so at that point, once you're sitting face to face with people, the question comes down to is how good are you at presenting? How good are you at listening? How good are you at understanding and uncovering, seeing through the false objections and getting to the real issues of why they're buying? So once you've closed the deal, the aftercare there, if you've done the aftercare correctly, you've got 2 simple goals: to create a raving fan and create a wow experience. If you've done that, you can move on to step 6, which would be getting referrals. If you get a referral, move right up to step 2, set appointments, and you're down the funnel. It's a very simple, perpetual sales cycle. Now, as you understand that fundamental process, you have the opportunity to take it and define it for your business. But I think that, number 1, decide that you're a sales professional. Embrace it. I mean, this is a game that we have the opportunity to be. I think it's the best profession in the world is to be in selling. When you guys make a sale, the world starts to spin. Somebody gets paid.
Yeah. I had a question. It's funny, I'm curious how you guys are doing. I felt more of a sales professional when the rates were higher. I'm being honest with you, now it's like the business is coming so easy, I'm getting sloppy. I'm not that I don't want to turn the business now, it's just easy stuff. Before I used to love selling and getting out there and telling what you're doing, I was doing all those things. But I've noticed this rate environment is probably the worst thing that happened to me. In the sense that it's just business that it's too much business coming to me, I can't even handle it. And so I just feel like an order taker now. And I miss what I was doing. And I was wondering how you guys are reacting, because everyone else, it's just right now, business is coming more than I can handle, and I feel like an order taker, not like a sales professional, where I used to be like 2 years ago, maybe a year, 2 years ago, yeah. So how do you guys handle that? I mean, you can't just reject the business, but it doesn't allow me to get out as much as I want to.
I think you have a different level of complexity. So when business starts coming, so you did something right.
It is something right, but now I feel like it's just,
So you've done something right. If you've got the business coming in, you got a good result.
Yeah,
so now your challenge in your business is different. It used to be about activity. We tell new salespeople is that you got to make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So
Right.
go out there and talk a lot, and then
Right,
you're gonna
I did
get
that.
better at it.
Right, right.
But once you get the result, now you gotta design a business that can actually scale. So you've got a business challenge. So you've got either a team you've gotta create, and I bet you there's some smart people here that can help
Right.
talk about that, but you've got a different business challenge at that point.
Mhm.
But I'd say the best thing you have going for you is the fact that you recognize that that's who you used to be, and the fact that this new environment's pulling you away from the
Yeah.
essence of what you love to do.
Exactly.
If you can build a team around those initial core philosophies and the realizations you're a sales professional, now you can replicate that skill set. And it's a culture thing. I mean, your company either is a sales culture or it's an order taking culture. I define an order taker as somebody who facilitates a transaction that would have happened anyways.
Right.
So you've got vending machines, basically.
Yeah.
And there's no value creation in a vending machine.
Right.
Did you guys want to answer that question? Or
Actually, well, Fred could probably answer it better, but I would say is that, to answer the question, it goes back to discipline, is that, again, what Fred and I were thinking is like, when interest rates raise another 0.5% or 1%,
Yeah.
where are we going to be? It's a matter of making sure that you're working on your business for the future.
Got time though.
And, I mean, I'm not sure if Fred's gonna speak about this, but probably a little more so about in terms of discipline.
Yeah, when I go, I'll mention it.
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you
Part
find
of
the
that
time?
too
How do you find
is